Amazing. We're live. Dave, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm great. How about you?
Not too bad. We had missiles today at 5 a.m., but this is the last call of the day. I'm here to have fun, chill, and enjoy. So, everyone, hello. My name is Neil Zavaro. This is my friend Dave Burnett from Toronto. I'm from Israel. And we started talking a couple of weeks ago about my website. It's a WordPress website. It was hacked about a year ago, and I thought it was going to be left for dead. And we said maybe we can fix it. And we started to revamp some stuff. And then I reached out to Dave and said, hey, I want to fix some things with SEO, articles, what can be done. Is there any potential left? Is SEO still alive? Was AI taking over the world? What can we do? So this is the second session. And if you haven't watched, we'll put it somewhere here. Watch the first session. It was a bit about what is AI? How can we think about AI when we implement content and stuff? And in this conversation, we thought we'll jump into the numbers and maybe some add-ons and things we can do. Feel free to reach out and ask us any questions if you have. Oh, ask him. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just the writer here. So, Dave, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. No missiles here. No missiles here. So we're enjoying the day, and and being on the other side of the world. It's a little earlier in the day, just getting started, but happy to be here and happy to answer any questions that you have. And one of the things I want to make clear is it's only been a couple of weeks, so the fact that you're seeing any movement at all means you're doing some things right. So let's see what you got to show. How are things
Yeah.
going?
But by the way, I think some of the numbers are really looking amazing. My assistant sent me, hey, here's some green stuff, and everything was green. Now,
Green is good. Green, that's
for
all you
her,
need,
for
right?
her, it was amazing because she's been working at it, trying to fix it and organize some stuff, and talking to the freelancers. And I look at, I'm like, that's like 50 people. It's nothing. It's not. But she's happy, so we're pushing through. So, what do you want to start? What should we do today?
Well, let's. Why don't we take a look at the Google Analytics for the site? Take a look at where it's come from, where it's gone. Just kind of dig into a few things and just do some real simple analysis. And for those of you who are watching, I hope that you have Google Analytics set up on your site just to keep track of who's visiting, what pages they're interested in, where they're actually engaging with your site.
Sweet.
Perfect. Okay, so I see you're
This is
sharing your
good.
screen here. So this is the last 28 days. Oh, you got a nice spike of traffic in the middle there. That's great. 63. Perfect. Okay, well that'll be very interesting to see. Okay, so you are in the reporting side of things.
Yeah.
So this is the pages and screens page path. Okay, so can you click on the back button just to start at the beginning? We'll just kind of take a quick overview of what most people see when they log into Google Analytics. So this is basically the homepage. But on the left-hand side, you'll see, he's actually in the reports part of things. And then under the engagement, there's two different things. So there's acquisition, there's engagement. And so if you click on the acquisition side of things, just go up one. And then you have two different types of acquisition here, really, user and then traffic. So users is the number of people, and traffic is basically the overall clicks that are happening. So take a look at the overview. Even just click on the overview, and we'll see what it says. So last 28 days, you have 131 active users, 145 new users. So if you scroll down, this will just show you there's no available countries. Interesting. Okay, so you got a bunch of people who
There
came.
might be here. No.
No, yeah, I don't know why it's not showing your countries. Should show countries that are actually. Oh, that's countries in the last 30 minutes. Okay, so that's why. So that's why I was like, wait a minute, you should have country information, but active users in the last 30 minutes. So if you go on the left-hand side now under the user acquisition, up a little bit. Yep, perfect. Click on that. And that'll show you the different channels. For those of you who are used to this will show you basically how people got to your site. So scroll down and you'll see the different channels. You'll on the left there, you'll see direct. So for those of you who don't know, direct basically means they start to type in your URL. They start to type in your website, populates because they've been there before usually, and you hit enter. That's where most of your traffic. So that's repeat. Organic search is your second. So that's people who search on Google. email, people who are on
And
your email
I think
list.
organic is where you and I are trying to understand how can we reach from zero to like 1,000 a month, then 1,000 a week, and so on, right?
Absolutely. That's where we're focusing. But the interesting thing also is the referral traffic. So organic social is from social. Your referral traffic is actually where ChatGPT and the AIs will show up is under your referral traffic. So that's
Interesting.
another one to keep an eye on as you move forward and as we're doing these things.
So, what do you think is the referral at the moment?
Well, right now, if you scroll down, oh, you don't have the other reports open there. So if you go on the left side under traffic acquisition,
By the way,
this will
just
be
to make clear for people who are asking themselves, the email is we have a weekly Beehive newsletter that is also very specific to the concept. So, for those of you who don't know, I teach brands how to scale using storytelling techniques. So we talk mainly about, I think, topics that are not easy to rank, which is branding, marketing, sales, customer journey, messaging, business storytelling, stuff like that. So the competition is very high, and we can discuss a little bit about next steps later about how to get a bit more of a long tail to those things.
absolutely. So once you're under traffic acquisition, scroll down and you should see referral traffic. There you have it
Yes.
right there. So once once you see it, it looks like the number is slightly different. And the reason why the number is different is because people will have come back more than once. So your traffic is higher than the actual number of users that you've got. So basically, on your traffic acquisition report, what you want to do is find your referral sources. So what you can do is at the top, if you scroll up a little in the main report, yes. So right there where it says search, do you see where it says search in the middle there? You
Yep.
can just type in referral to ours. Yeah,
Oh, where?
there you go. Perfect.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm not with my glasses. I can't believe I was able to say that sentence. It's getting
All
harder to
right.
see things.
So that's where all your referral traffic is in the middle there.
Okay,
So
but it
that'll show
doesn't.
you the different visits.
But we don't know where they come from.
Right. So basically, what you want to do is you can actually figure this out by doing the see where it says session primary. Sorry, scroll down a little bit. Session primary channel group there, and there's a little plus next to it. And then you can type in source. Just start typing in source. So session source medium is the second one down.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, click on that one. And what that'll do is it'll show you the source of the traffic as well as the medium of the traffic. So scroll down again so you can see where people were actually there. So you got linkedin.com, your nerdzavaro.com. So it's showing a referral from your site to your site. So that means that for some reason, your tracking's getting broken in your site. So somebody's on one page and then they go to another page and then it shows as basically a new session. So there's some tracking issues that you may have on your site that we should probably dig into in your implementation to make sure that you've got it set up correctly.
Great. So what we understand is this might be an issue that we need to look at.
Correct. Because the website that we're actually looking at, if you want to pull it up on your main site, is the nearzavaro.com, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the main site that this tracking is on.
Yeah.
But the other thing is you can see where all of your other stuff is. So you've got search.google.com as a referral, which often is the AI overviews is the other thing.
These.
Yeah. Because if it's search.google.com, that may be just an attribution error, but that'll show up as organic traffic. So this could actually be AI overview that you've got showing.
But
But
we
the
don't know for certain that this is coming from ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini or so on.
This would be Gemini, the AI overview, because it's Google. But yeah, if you actually had additional traffic from ChatGPT, here it would show ChatGPT /referral.
Hmm. Interesting. So basically, this is the way to check if we are even remotely relevant for AI search,
at this
right?
point.
So
Yeah.
if I can say I have 3 or 4 searches, it's a start. Then I need to understand how to amplify that and to give it better context or better content. Am I correct?
Correct. Both context and content. And there's more steps to it, but yes, that's a good place to start.
Interesting. Okay, so I'll make a note of this. So if you guys see your website and the referral, I understand something might be broken in the links and you should check it.
Yes, that's the short version.
Amazing. Okay, what's next?
So if you go back over to the left under user acquisition overview, yeah, we should just change the date range just so we can get a bit of a benchmark associated with what happened, where you were getting traffic from, and how long it was. So go back. I don't know when did you have the issue? Your site got hacked.
No, the site got hacked a long time ago, like October 24. We are now in July, and we started to fix certain things around February, March, like having the website up again, fixing some of the stuff. Last month in June, we cleaned up all the unindexed pages, all the problematic things, fixed all the malware, and so on. So I'm not sure
So
if
yeah, just it's just good to get a baseline. So just change the date to 2024. Yeah, just do July 21st, 2024 to July 21st, 2025. We'll just look at the last year just to see what the chart looks like.
yeah, so I think that's where we'll see the spike that created all the issues and the problems. I think so. June, you see,
Yeah, I see that for sure. So, oh, hang on, that's active users. Oh, so you only have your tracking. So this is something else to take a look at for people. If you haven't implemented tracking, there's no tracking on your site, so we won't see all that relevant information.
so
So
the
all we're going to see now is information that happened since you implemented. I would guess that's what's at the very beginning. There is beginning of December.
so what we see now. No, so the problem is if you see, we don't know when we lost the website.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened along the way,
Yeah.
and we don't know exactly when the malware started.
Okay.
So we know that we started fixing things and bringing the website back. Okay, so it might be that reinstated, but we don't know. So that was also part of the problem.
Well, hey,
But
and this is
these
something that
things, by the
happens.
way, these things started when we saw that there was still a problem, and suddenly we had 10,000 pages that were indexed, and we had issues again.
Well, it's good. Like the fact that you are taking control of it, the fact that you noticed it happen is amazing work. So this is great. We're starting from scratch. Thank you for sharing with people that this was an issue. But we're on it. We are now going to take a look at things. So yeah. So if you got last 90 days, yeah, let's
Yeah,
take a look
that's
at
what I'm
last 90.
trying to
That'll give us.
achieve. The problem is the sharing button is here as well. Okay, this is great. So we might see something. Okay.
Okay. So that spike at the beginning of May, was that also related to the issues you were having?
No, this is no. This was a big event I did, so this works out.
Perfect. So this is the other thing that you can take a look at for those who are watching. Did that big event that you did, whether it was a webinar, whether it was a chat or whatever it was, did it make a difference? And it did. So if now that you take a look at this, if you scroll back over on the left to your traffic acquisition and look at that same kind of chart, you can see where all of your traffic came from.
Yep.
You can see that on that one big day, that was a
So
good one.
direct, right,
Organic.
organic, and so on, and we can see here what we had.
Yeah, and 33 of that came from referral on that day. You'll notice the breakdown there.
Yeah. So I
So
think
then,
a huge part of it. You see the email.
yep.
So what happened, and that's a great use case for people. What do you offer at the end of a talk? And the specific talk was about how to pitch better and how to use storytelling in your business. And the ask was sign up for a 6-day email sequence to improve your pitching,
Very cool.
and that spiked. By the way, that also became 57 or 58, I think, signups within minutes.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that was a good
So
event.
that's the important thing. So if you actually go now on the left hand side, we'll take a look at something else, which is the engagement. Yeah, take a look at the overview just to see how engaged people were and are with your content, because this is going to be important um, to see. So even though, interestingly, that big spike of traffic you had on May 4th, you've actually had longer and more engagement since the end of June, right? That's the interesting thing for me. So if you
Yeah,
scroll down,
but
there's
these numbers,
yep.
they look so low.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like if you've got, so that's where the total number of views versus total number of time on site. So if you scroll back up to those numbers again, right? Average engagement time per active user, 44 seconds, right? If you actually take a look at your website, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, like what can people consume in 45 seconds?
Not a lot. And by the way, what we're now trying to do, and we can talk about it, is we're trying to improve the homepage. Again, some of it wasn't back to the old version of the website, so we're trying to fix it now. And was trying to structure what will make you go from, okay, this is what you do, this is how you do it, this is the concept, and so on. And we're now having a debate that I want to try is what happens if I have a bit of a longer story. Because if people start reading and they like it, they will definitely stay longer, they become more invested.
So
But the
that's
story has to be very
interesting.
good.
Well, and it's very interesting because this brings up the fact that there are multiple audiences that you are building for. Just so we're clear, the way I think about it, there's now three audiences that you're building for. There used to only be two. The first audience is the actual end user, people who are using your site. The second audience is Google search. You want Google, the machine, to know what your site is about, where it ranks, how to index it. The third one is now the AIs. The third one are the large language models to understand. So there's actually three different audiences that you have to write for
Yeah.
when you're putting content up. So a really long post, a really in-depth post may or may not be great based on whether or not it's indexed
So
and how it comes up.
you can see you can still see my screen, right?
Yep.
Great. So one of the things we discussed on our first call, and I want to show our viewers at the moment, is we added the guide, and the guide is a concept of everything, a bit of everything I talk about. So the guide to scaling with storytelling, and this is, and by the way, between you and I, if people read this and follow the exercises, the business will grow immediately. There's no like,
It's you
these are
just
the
got to
real,
do what it says, right? Like,
yeah. So it's 9,000 words plus.
oh,
Just,
you were talking about the 9,000 words. This is
okay,
9,000 words.
look, the
Yeah.
business of storytelling, and it's not, there's no, give me your email, there's no firewall, whatever,
It's
paywall,
just
no,
giving.
nothing.
I love it. I love it. It's your pillar
Okay.
content. Yeah.
Now, and it's the idea is you learn something, you understand how to do it, you can test it on your business. There's an exercise for everything, like huge. Okay. So how to win in marketing, everything has exercises, customer journeys, sales. By the way, I charge a lot of money today to meet sales teams and help them improve their pitch. It's here. Here.
I know. That's what I was going to say. You could charge a ton of money for this. Like, it's very generous of you to put this up, and that's
So
amazing.
why storytelling in sales works? Okay, you have an example, you have everything. If you wanna, by the way, you wanna sign up for the newsletter to get the weekly exercises. That's great. Do whatever you want, but everything is here. And what I believe is, if we give a ton of value, and you and I spoke about the pillar piece of content. So
Yep.
this is it, and it includes the 5 clusters I enjoy talking about,
Very cool.
and everything is here. So that was a big the amount of work that went into it. It took me weeks to write and understand. I like it and I feel it's good. And at the end, we all use editing with ChatGPT, but I like writing. So the idea is to try and figure out what's the balance so it stays with my tone, my language. And 9,000 words is an ebook. Okay.
9,000 words is a book. It's not even just an ebook, right?
No,
Like, I know.
for those of you who don't know, Dave and I have been close friends, I think, since even before COVID, I think, and he was generous enough to read the first draft that wasn't very good. The first draft of my book, "Fuck the Slides," that ended up being, I think, 32,000.
So this is a third of your book,
Yeah, and
give or take.
I give it away. It's here, and please use it. You can use it for weeks on end and never call me, and that's fine. But that was the idea. So going back to the audience that you mentioned,
Yep.
a big part of it was that I wanted to have content that helps me teach people, because that was part of what I wanted to achieve. And we can then organize it in a way that the search engines like it, right? And then optimize it so the AI search likes it or picks
Yeah.
it up. And that's the main is still giving value to the audience.
Well, and this is actually a perfect time to talk about the one plugin that I was going to get you to download and install on the back end.
Let's
So
go.
this basically, yeah, click on add plugin. What you want to do is you want to type in the word schema. So when it actually loads, in search plugins, type in the word schema and then app, APP. Well, if you just type in schema, there's a lot of different schema apps. You'll see. Actually, the one that's top left is the one that I was going to get you to
This
install. So basically, what this does is this installs.
this one
Yep, that's the correct one. What it
installed.
does is it actually implements something called schema markup on your website. And what schema markup is basically a way to structure your data so that the machine knows what your site is about, so that the machine can reference different authorities associated with your site. So if you go over on the left side under installed plugins now, before you hit activate, down just below that, yeah, perfect. And then find the schema app that you've just installed. Perfect. So it doesn't look like you have any other schema apps installed, which is good because you don't want to have conflicting and too many and all that kind of good stuff. So if you actually activate it, what this will do is it will add structured data to your website. What does that mean for real people? Structured data basically means the machine can find your site easier, gives you more authority, tells the machine what your site is about. So this is all good things. So the plugin is now activated. And then what you can do is take a look at the settings. Yes, exactly. And then you're on the free version, right? They have paid versions, but the free version's fine. So if you scroll down, you can select some different things here. So publisher type, is this a company or a person? Publisher name, and then your logo. I would recommend uploading it. You don't have to do it right now while everybody's watching, but they want to upload your logo. So as you scroll down, do you want to show your markup on a post? Yes. Do you want to show your markup on a page? Yes. They're already enabled. So everything basically that's default isn't enabled is good. So post default schema type, you can do all the other things. So if you scroll down, these are all enabled, which is all good. What you can do is you can actually add this test schema button to your admin bar to test your schema markup. So I would check the box there. And then before you do anything else, and if anybody is watching this, make sure you check with your WordPress developer before you implement any plugins. You know, just because Nir didn't have any schema plugins on his site, it's easy to add. But if you have other sites or other plugins, you want to make sure you have. So don't check any of these other things until you go to ChatGPT, ask them what they are, and should you implement it or not. That's the easiest way to do this. So scroll down to the bottom and hit update or save changes. Yeah. And you should be good now. So what this will do now is you want to double check using the schema markup checker by Google. So if you actually just go to Google, open a new tab.
New tab.
Yeah, schema markup checker. No, not generator, the checker. Yeah. Yep, Schema Markup testing tool and the one below it. Do you want to click on both of those? Open those up in new windows so that you can test it. And this basically is just the test that Google has for you to see whether or not Schema. That's how important it is that Google can actually help you test this. So just
This
dismiss that. No, just
dismiss.
dismiss
This
that
is
for now.
dismiss. Okay.
Scroll down and then go to the rich test result, which is on the left, and then just enter your URL.
I feel like we're creating a great guide for people. This relevant?
Yep,
Google.
leave it as the smartphone. Yeah, because that's basically how Google crawls your site. And then at the top right, you can go to the new tab while this is crawling, and then do your URL again.
Run test.
Run test. Yeah.
Done.
So what you'll probably want to do, see it redirected to the HTTPS. So this is good. You now have web page markup on there. So see, it shows who you are, it shows what your name is, it shows your thumbnails, all this kind of stuff. So you're done for that particular page. So that's
Amazing.
good that it's showing on the schema.
So I can close this one.
You can close that one.
Amazing.
And one valid item. So you're good to go on this too. Or you can view tested page just to see what it shows. Yep, there you go. Because everybody wants to read code, right? So yeah, I'm just kidding, of course. But you can it's just that it shows there, so it's good. And you can close that under the tested page.
This close.
And so we're good. Yep, you are good now. You now have Schema. Congratulations, you're the proud father of a Schema.
Amazing. Wait, you want to do the performance as well?
Yes, let's do the performance.
Great.
So this is the Google Search Console. For those who aren't familiar with it, that shows the different performance of the website and how things are changing. So it'll be interesting to see. So now is the 22nd of July, and now you've added Schema to your site as well as this 9,000 word massive piece of content. When did you upload that? How long ago did you upload that? Last week or so?
Maybe 10 days.
Okay. So that'll be interesting to see how it actually gets indexed. So this is Google Search Console. For all of you who don't know what that means, basically this is a free tool by Google that allows you to see how your SEO is, basically from Google's perspective.
Yes.
So
and
this is your performance.
What we've agreed on at the moment to focus is we want to have the total impressions go up. And we want to make sure that we understand which keywords are driving the impressions and then focus on improving those meta descriptions so the CTR goes up.
All makes sense.
And this is what we're going to focus on. So, and we assume the total clicks will go up. In terms of average position, and I can share with you guys as well, the average position, what we're trying to now do is to find long tail keywords that have 50, 100, 400 word searches a month that also have almost zero competition. So it'll be very easy to rank with a good blog post on number 2 or number 3 on Google.
Absolutely. That's a good strategy for sure. And all those long tail keywords that are relevant to you will help you for sure.
Yeah. And we can share, if you want, maybe on the next session, what we can do is take the Tofu AI and we will have the keyword research we did, the blogs we've written, and how they're indexed. Because we're now in the making. I'm writing a lot of content now for this.
Perfect. So you're foreshadowing for the next episode. Yeah. I'm in. Sounds great. So on the left-hand side, take a look at the pages, a couple down under indexing. Yeah. So what this will be is this actually shows you how many pages are not indexed. That's good because you had all that spam stuff on your site.
Yeah.
And how many are indexed. So the real key that matters basically is, from where it has that little number 1 there, that's where you want. So you got 59 indexed pages.
By the way, this was when we really had a problem. And we had 450,000 pages.
That would be good if you actually had 450,000 pages. Yeah. But scroll over to the right. Like, how many non-indexed pages do you have on the far right of that now? Yeah, keep going over to the right there. So it should show. There we go. So not indexed, 11,000 pages. So do you actually have 11,000 pages, or do you have more like 60 or 100?
No, we have 60 indexed. and everything else was cut down. And slowly we're cutting them down, as you guys can see. Every time we're able to do it, and it's there's a great guy. If anyone wants, reach out. I'll share his details. And he's been doing a great job slowly of taking everything out.
Perfect. Okay, so if you scroll down, what pages aren't indexed? So you've got some. So these are some errors that Google will show you about your site. So if you have 404, those not found, I'm sure everybody's gone to a page at some point. It's been 404 page not found on that site. If it's actually a site that you want to be found, that could be a real issue. And for anybody who's done a website redesign and changed your URL structure, odds are you've got some 404 redirects you need to fix. So if you click on that, click on that. So this will show you, for example, this URL, this near Zavaro, time to change your life. That is probably a legitimate page. And it
And if we
says
look at
that,
it, we can look
yeah,
at it.
page not
See?
found.
Yeah. And basically, what we've learned now is that while doing these conversations, we start to implement all these and to understand which ones we even want or don't want and how to delete them.
Yeah. So,
So,
like, creating habits, your workshop marketing page, those are all ones that you would potentially want to have. And if you,
oh, by the way, some of these that were in the old website, but then when we rebuilt, we gave it a different URL and we left it, stuff like that. So now we're reviewing everything. A lot of it is still malware that was left. So it's not a hazard, but it still exists, and we're slowly going through everything.
yeah, well, and that's good to be able to get rid of those things. And the ones that you want to keep, you want to make sure that Google has the right information. So just on the left-hand side again, under sitemaps, scroll down to, yeah, this is where you should submit pages on your sitemap. So everybody should have a sitemap, and it talks about what pages you have. And if you have a WordPress website, it should automatically populate your sitemap. But the fact that you submitted it here is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
So as you guys can see, it also matches the website pages we have. So if it's okay with you, I'll stop sharing for a second. Let's do a quick recap.
yep, no problem.
And I'll start by saying a huge thank you.
Well, no. I mean, I hope we don't go too into the weeds with some people, but this is all important to be able to figure out what's
So I
working and
think
what's not.
if we look at it, one thing is I hope no one got hacked. And if you
Yeah,
didn't, and we were talking. So first and foremost, who's your core target audience and the content you want to share with them? And then how can you optimize so the search engines like you? The third thing is how do you make sure that the search engines help the AI search find you? Am I correct? So
that's correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
and I think if you guys understand and you look at the sitemap, unindexed pages and stuff, start cleaning those up. We do believe that the main pillar of content, and it has a lot to do with giving value. And I had a great conversation today with a client of mine. He's very big here, and he told me that for the first 2 years he did workshops, and he talks about food. He has books, TV shows, and everything. And the first few years, he would talk about the workshops and show you what you're missing if you're not coming to the workshops. If you came to the workshops, he gave you a lot of value. He taught you a lot of things. The moment that he started to give value to people, more people started to come to the workshops.
That's
And that
interesting.
built his business into books, products, services, connections. He's on billboards today here, you know? So,
No, it's important. I mean, and that's why even though hopefully some people's eyes didn't glaze over too much going through that technical stuff, it's important. And you need, as a business owner or marketing manager, you need to be able to talk to people about this stuff because it is a technology driven industry. SEO, digital marketing is all driven by technology. So you have to understand some basics. You were great in sharing, Google Analytics, got to make sure it's on your site. And that's what helped you discover some of the issues you had. Search Console, making sure that you have Search Console set up so that you can actually see what Google has to say. And it's really, really important to make sure you've got schema markup on your site so that the machines can know what you are, where you are, what you're in reference to build your authority as an entity, which we'll talk about more in future episodes about AI.
I want to finish with this note. It sounds overwhelming because we need to be able to write and know how it works and how the search engines work and what people want and to sell them and this. And I think for me, as a marketer for many years, it's about moving fast and fixing small things. And I know that sometimes when it comes to these technical things, no, you should have done it before, but I didn't. And now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I think
But it's better to do it now than never, for sure.
Exactly. So talk to Dave, find the right people for other stuff, make a plan. On Monday, I fix this, I check it, and on Thursday, we implement something new. We come back on Monday, we see what works, what didn't, do something. The iterations, the quick iterations is what is helping us move quicker now. By the way, in all honesty, I'm working with my website guy on fixing the homepage. We have someone helping us with fixing and cleaning the website. We have someone that is helping us with the SEO just for the main pillar piece. And I want to say these things are not expensive. So if I live in Tel Aviv, it's one of the most, I think it's the fifth most expensive city in the world at the moment. So instead of 2 pints and one falafel, you can fix your SEO. Okay. So try and find.
Start fixing your SEO. Yes, for sure.
So put some budget into it instead of spending on more ads or more editing videos and stuff. Think long term, and that's what we're planning. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And Dave, thank you. And next episode, we're going to do a bit more about content.
We will absolutely dig into content, because if you don't have content, Google can't find you. The AI machines can't find you. You need to have content. So that's definitely something. Now that you got some fundamentals, we'll start digging into that for sure.
Amazing. Thank you very much. See you next time. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye-bye.